Chris Licht, the new CNN chairman, is encouraging a more nuanced approach to the network's coverage. Imagine that. According to the New York Times, CNN's breaking news banner is gone. Snarky captions like this gem on the screen that read, "Angry Trump turns briefing into propaganda session." It's just the news, folks. Those are being discouraged, and political shows will be working to book more conservative voices. And by that, it will be interesting if they mean, their typical never Trump, former CIA person turned, further critic of all Republicans, or they mean an actual conservative. That would mean what a conservative is today, which is again a foreign policy, non-interventionist person, someone who leans heavy into the culture wars, someone who, is, I'm not saying I agree with these things, but that's what a conservative actually is. The people who watch CNN would have no idea because they never have anyone, ever anyone who fits that mold.
Yeah, they're definitely, look, he's going in there and obviously change has to be made. It's a failing network at this point. So they can't hold on to this ideology and continue on as an activist news organization. They have to actually become a news organization again and be more fair and balanced and, not to use Fox News' slogan, but that is what they have to do. So he has to go in there and say, no more of this stuff. We're not going to be activist news. We're not going to be, just sticking with one ideology because it's clearly not working. Something has to give. That network is dying. CNN Plus died in a matter of 10 days, and the network itself cannot even hold on to the audience that they're targeting. They've got more Democrats watching Tucker Carlson than CNN. That says something. So they clearly are missing the mark. They're not reading the room. They don't understand the mentality of where the people are at with things. And they need to get on board really quick. I just don't know if this guy's going to be able to do it. A lot of people, they kind of understand something's not quite right. They understand, they look at the numbers, it's clear, it's obvious, but they don't really fully understand, I think, the anti-establishment mentality that has been growing heavily amongst independents in this country. And more and more people are claiming to be independent than on the right or the left. On the right and left right now, I think it's like a quarter of the people say, yeah, I'm a Republican, yeah, I'm a Democrat. And then the rest are like, I'm an independent, like myself. I'm an independent. I just cannot, with either of these groups, not going to do that vote blue no matter who, not going to always vote red, otherwise. But so they've just got to get on board with that. But I don't know if they know. I don't know if they understand. You can't put a CEO in there who's been rich for years and mingling in those circles and suddenly he's going to get it. I doubt he's going to get it, but we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But they have so many good they do have good reporters at CNN. I think if they feel more empowered or more supported to be less maybe narrative driven or, just kind of in that mold or the way they're guided by some of the more opinion oriented hosts, I think they could succeed. But to win back an audience and then, just to contend with the problem that their target audience, young, they want a younger audience. Obviously, they have a more liberal audience. These are not people who watch the TV all day. I think I'm finally ready. To cancel my cable, my TV subscription. I think I don't.
You still haven't done that yet? Oh
I do have. Well, I have it to put on.
Robbie Stream. Robbie Stream.
I stream as well, but I thought I always thought I needed it because I wanted to see what they were talking about on Fox, CNN, and MSNBC. But I never, not once in the last 3 months have I turned on the TV for anything other than to quickly flip over to HBO or Disney Plus. So,
well, I think CNN needs to actually fire everybody and clear house. I'm just going to say they're going to have to.
Everybody.
Well, at
clear
least
and
the
sale.
known
Everything
names.
must go.
I think they're going to have to, at least definitely the evening shows that are more opinion-based. I think they're going to have to clear house. And even a lot of their daytime shows that are more opinion-based. Maybe they could get away with keeping Jake Tapper. I don't know, because sometimes he seems to at least be the only one that's willing to kind of question any Democrat once they come on a show. But otherwise, I think they're going to have to clear house. I don't think they can keep those names on with the brands that those people have built and go back to being where they need to be in order to capture an audience. I think they're going to have to clear house. Maybe the daytime the actual reporters who go on the road, they could keep those people because people don't know who they are. But everybody else, the names, I think they got to get rid of them.
What do you think, Ole? Do you watch much CNN these days?
Listen, not these days, but my household is an avid CNN watcher. Home in the Bahamas, my parents have the TV on CNN at every second of every day, so I am familiar. I can't say I know the specific answers to what they need to do to revitalize the network. I can't say that I agree with you all that hiring, a conservative, or at least that's their own approach, the CEO to want to do that is going to do it. I think if they want to get these younger audience, this leftist base or whatever it is, they need to actually go and, like I said, interact with them, figure out who they want to hear from, what different narratives they want to hear. I do think they are detached from what people are actually looking from, but I don't know if it means they should wade into these waters and maybe get a conservative or anything. I do think that they probably need to revamp, but I think it's just so it's an actual leftist perspective. Very often these liberal or democratic networks are perceived as being left and all this different stuff by the right, but they're not actually to the left and people who want to hear from that. So I think they need to do that. They need to get on the ground, figure out who the real leftist voices are, what people want to hear from, and do it that way as opposed to just your establishment Dems and liberals that they're calling left.
Yeah. But if they're even trying to do that, they're competing with so many on YouTube platforms that are talking to a leftist audience already very successfully, to the audience not being represented by the media. But
get those people. The reason why you see so many leftist people go and make their own YouTube shows and go do these different things is because they're not being offered an avenue in mainstream media. They're just not.
Right.
So they need to do that instead of allowing these people to carve out their own hole and then people just leave you alone. They leave CNN alone because why? Why do I need to go there when I have Twitter? I could follow, I could hone, my own leftist timeline and go on these YouTube shows. So I think they need to do that. They need to get on the ground and really reevaluate what it actually means to be left and realize it's probably not the centrists they keep putting on.
Yeah, no, I agree with you completely, Olayemi. I don't think that the path is, we need conservatives to come on here and do what? That's not the issue. They're totally missing it. If they think that that's what's going to build back their audience, they're wrong. They've got to go actually find people who are leftists.
Yes.
But the problem, and this is why I think going back to why they have to fire everybody, those people that they've been having on their network this whole time have been calling everybody that's on the left, Kremlin, pro-Kremlin if they're anti-war, or they're conspiracy theorists if they're, they just name call.
They disrespect the left, their own base, and then people leave them alone. That's what happens. I completely agree, Kim. We're right here.
That's what they got to do. Yeah, we should go run the network. Yeah.
Yeah, somebody give me a job. Call me.
That might make much better TV.
Yeah, thank you, Robby.
No disagreement there.
Here. And that's why we're doing this.
I'm here.
That's why we have better ratings and bigger views than CNN gets.
That's probably true. And they need to go back to the drawing board.
All right, tomorrow on Rising, we'll keep you updated on any gun reform happening or not happening on Capitol Hill.
And as we mentioned before, Brianna Joy Gray will be back in the chair with you all. It's been really fun today.
Well, we so enjoyed having you.
You've been great.
Thank you, y'all.
All right, guys. Thanks. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss an episode. And of course, if you want to listen to us on the go, you can. Listen to our podcast. There we are. Be sure to check that out. All right, guys. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
See you tomorrow.